represent a snapshot of who we are. And as you walk around downstairs, what you see are all these pictures of who people thought they were at a moment in time. We go from who we are to what we can become. And I'm not sure that there was anybody who had a better sense of that than my predecessor in the department, Larry Reich. We all walk in the footsteps of this great man, and we're very, very proud to honor the two recipients tonight.
Larry first came to Baltimore to be planning director in December of 1965. He was director of planning for about a quarter of a century. He was a strong believer in grassroots planning. He was a person with a very strong sense of social justice. He had a tremendous impact on the structure of planning, its role within the city government, and the development of the city.
Larry Reich, as Bernie has said, was a mover, shaker, quiet man, but so revolutionary. And he was in the day when all over America people were saying, our city's dying, our city's dying. Well, of course, we said, no, our city's not going to die. Fought the roads that wanted to go through our neighborhoods. He gave us power through access to city government, and it's so fitting that an award in his memory is given each year. I just want to salute, of course, the reason for our being here, our honorees. And they are two wonderful people that I am so happy to have known for so many years.
I'm Al Barry, and I was fortunate to have worked with Larry Reich in the planning department for about 20 years. And also was part of the committee that was honored to choose the two recipients tonight. George Hill was with me on the committee, Marty Millsball, Carolyn Boitnott, and Karen Milan. When the committee was asked to choose, we thought there was a certain symmetry between Ed's work and Betty's work. And I think those of you who know both would appreciate that symmetry. These are people that think holistically about neighborhoods. They go beyond project by project. They think outside the boundaries. They think of not just challenging what a city might want to do, but more importantly, capitalize, take advantage of it, use market forces to bring in the development resources. That neighborhood leader that knows how to work within an economic framework, mobilize their constituents, that will be successsul. And that we have, I'd like to say, two of the leading examples in Baltimore City in this generation, Betty Bland Thomas and Ed Rutkowski. I'd like both of them maybe to come up.
Yeah.
I would just like this opportunity to say thank you, Larry, for your commitment to revitalization. And I think one of the seeds that he's definitely planted is the importance to make it an inclusive plan. We must have the community at the table. You know, without having all the people at the table, those who are left out feel resentful, and you don't have the opportunity of having the richness of their voices, their opinions, and the dedication they've already made by giving their lives to their community. I'm very honored to be in the category with Ed because I respect him a great deal, and had hoped he would be my mentor so I can learn to be as great as he. But since he's accepted another job, perhaps he can still do consulting work. It's a community that has suffered, but yet we're still trying to rise. We're using what resources that we have, and we're rich in our people, we're rich in Afro-American history, and we're learning more the importance of the economic value of that. As thousands of people tour Baltimore, we need to make sure that Baltimore realize its jewels and its communities and allow us an opportunity to share in that social economic development. I also want to acknowledge my father who's here. He taught me how to dance. They are just if you're not flexible, if you don't have some rhythm, if you don't have some courage, if you don't have some empathy, if you don't have some passion, if you don't have ability to listen to others, you cannot accomplish anything that you want to try to accomplish. You must have hope. And one of the things that both my parents taught me is that good ingredients, honesty, you do your best, and goodwill will occur. So as this city continues its revitalization, do not forget us, do include us, because without us, your link will be weak.
The Patterson Park Community Development Corporation did a few things that I think are really important. And I want to mention a couple of them. One of them I think is especially appropriate in light of the national conversation we're now having about race. And if we see the Middle East video and the Green Mountain West maps, I think one of the things we proved, to be blunt about it, is that when a neighborhood was turning poor and black, that it didn't have to end up like Middle East or Green Mountain West, parts of it. And that, in fact, it was possible to say that you don't have to go in that direction. That, in fact, we can create a community where the community is, that's diverse racially and economically. And I think fundamentally what we proved, if we can get this across, is that fundamentally race doesn't matter. The second thing that I think we proved, in order to save neighborhoods, we don't have to knock them down. In fact, our neighborhood was 25% of it was vacant, believe it or not, in North Patterson Park, and we didn't have to knock the neighborhood down. Wait till it got worse so we could knock it down.
Right.
And I think that that's something we really ought to pay attention to. I would be remiss if I didn't thank our architects, designers, Jim Shetler, Heather Hairston, and Todd Connolly worked for us for so long. And if you go up north of Patterson Park, you'll see some neat buildings that we did, and that's kind of cool. But they also, if you went inside a lot of the buildings, not just the new ones, because we're creating a diverse community, we have some expensive houses now. But we built a lot of stuff when we didn't have hardly any money at all. And they did some really nice work, and they made some really nice houses working with almost nothing. So I want to thank them for that. And finally, the Neighborhood Design Center. I've been working with the Neighborhood Design Center off and on for 20 years now. And what they've always done is given me inspiration and hope that we could make things better if we just kept at it.
I am here tonight representing my boss, Senator Mikulski, and she said they're both her heroes, and she wished very much that she could be here tonight, and I know she would have loved to hear and to be a part of this presentation. We have some certificates, and please take them in the spirit in which they're given, and that is with very, very heartfelt respect and appreciation.
Tonight representing Senator Ben Cardin, who's also sorry he couldn't be with you tonight. And he was very excited that Ed and Betty were the recipients of the award. And I'm really proud to have the honor of representing Senator Cardin because I have a lot of connections to lots of these people. Larry Reich hired me, and he asked me to be chief of the district planning division. Now it's called community planning, but in those days we were by districts. And he took me aside and he said, I have some advice for you. You'll be doing a great job as a district planner if you just listen to wise, visionary community leaders. And I think he was thinking of people like Ed and Betty. And I have listened to them all these years, and I know we all still do. And I want to congratulate them for receiving this honor.
So I want to congratulate Betty and Ed. The community certainly loves you for all your effort. And we're very proud of 40 years of work, and everybody who has volunteered in the last 40 years would love to be here tonight and see this kind of energy and vitality that comes out when communities get together and can really make a difference.